Last Thursday of the year. Last Thursday of the year. Okay. What's okay, it's a little bit hard. A little bit hard to talk. I mean, it doesn't seem to be hard for some of you to be talking, but okay. So this week the Parshas starts off, Parshas Shelach. The Meraglim, the spies, they go into Eretz Yisrael to check it out. And they come back with a terrible report. And they start by saying, it's a land flowing with milk and honey, but, and then the problems begin. And then the problems start. And this isn't good, and that's not good. And the neighbors, and the giants, and they're too powerful, and we can't do it, and it's not possible, and we're just going to have to give this entire thing up. And the Bnei and Kalev and Yoshua are saying, no, that's not it. The land is great. We can do it. It's fantastic. And they're just overwhelmed by the negative voices in the Jewish people. And they're just overwhelmed by the negativity in the room. And they just can't talk. And the entire Jewish people, they buy into it. And they say, they all cry. They raise their voice. They cry a whole night. They complain to Moshe and Aaron and all the Jewish people. Better we would have died in Mitzrayim. Why are we still alive? This is too terrible. Why does Hashem bring us to this land that we should all be killed, our children will be lost, our wives will be killed? Wouldn't it be better to just go back to Egypt? It was easier over there. It's pretty bad. But it was easier over there. Life is always going to come with some pain. And the question sometimes is whether we choose the pain of not becoming what we could become and going the easy route, but then living a life of failure, or whether we choose the harder route and live a fuller and more fulfilling life. And the Bnei Yisrael fell. And the Torah tells us that this is the source of the destruction of the Beis HaMikdash. This is the source of all the galus and all the difficulty that we've suffered since then. It starts in this moment. Now, when the Gemara describes it, the Gemara says, you know what they did wrong? They put their mouth before their eyes. And that's why in Echo, which mourns the destruction of the Beis HaMikdash, the letter Pei in a couple of Parakim comes before the letter Ayin. The mouth came before the eyes, because the Meraglim said with their mouth what their eyes, and then their eyes saw it. Hikdimu pela ayin. They put their mouth first. What should they have done? They should have seen first and then spoke. But they spoke first instead of seeing. And therefore they saw the wrong thing. What did they speak? What was the speech? They were all tzaddikim. What was the speech that was in them that caused them to distort what Eretz Yisrael was. You know, they actually said the truth. They said we can't go in. And because of that, they actually didn't go in. But that was a reality that they created. Klei Yakar says an astonishing thing a couple of parashios later. He says, on that day, Sinas Chinam was created. Baseless hatred. Hatred of another was created on that day. Where? Where was that created? Where do you see this in the story? But in Parshas Devarim, when they're telling the story, when Moshe is repeating the story to them, he says, you said, B'sinas Hashem osanu hotzianu me'eretz Mitzrayim. Because Hashem hated us, he took us out of Egypt. Because Hashem hated us, he took us out of Egypt. Hashem hates you? If we're having this hard time, he must hate us. You know, how do we learn to cry? We're little babies, we're born, and we're hungry. We don't have the words to say, could you please pass me something to eat? We cry. The mother comes, feeds the baby. Baby gets full, gets a little bit of a tummy ache. Baby doesn't know how to say, my stomach hurts. Baby cries. Mom comes, burps him. Child burps a little bit of relief. And then maybe eats a little more. Then he empties his stomach's contents into his diaper. It's not comfortable. He doesn't say, Ma, could you please wash me? He cries. Mom comes and washes him. You know what happened now that he emptied his stomach? He's hungry again. He hasn't developed words yet. What does he do? He cries. Lather, rinse, repeat. The cycle keeps going. Until we learn to speak, the only way we know to say something is wrong is by crying. That's how we're trained. Say everything is perfect. No, nothing's perfect. I have a stomach ache. The world's no good. Okay, we cry. Stomach ache's better, but now I have a dirty diaper. It's not good. I gotta cry. Every little thing that happens, we've been trained as babies. This is the way we learn. We cry when something is wrong. We can't see a bigger picture. We don't have the intellect yet and the ability to perceive a larger picture. And so we're going through a difficulty, and there are a lot of different ways we can make sense of it. I can just cry. I can complain. You ever been around a person who complains a lot? I'm sure nobody here ever met anybody like that, right? A person who just kvetches a lot. He just doesn't have the better tools to see the picture bigger and to express what's going on. So he just kvetches, or he gets angry, or he fights. Hashem hates us. B'sinas Hashem osanu hotzianu me'eretz Mitzrayim. Hashem hates us. That's why he took us out of Egypt. He hates me. That's why I'm having this hard time. If Hashem hates me, if he hates people, it makes sense to hate other people. This is the source of Sinas Chinam. If Hashem hates us, hatred is an okay way to view other people. I want to take it, though, a much more personal step. If Hashem hates me, then I can hate myself also, and it's okay. People who only take care of their comfort, their own comfort, that's all they care about, they really hate themselves. What do I mean by that? If I loved myself, really believed that I was valuable and precious and that I could succeed, that's where I would put my efforts. But when I don't believe in any of that, the only thing that matters is my comforts, because I don't believe in anything else. When I have a goal that I want, I see a way to make $1 million. I don't care how hard I have to run and fight and scratch, and I'll do it. Why? Because the payoff. If I really believed that I could be something, that I could do something, that I was worth it, that I was valuable, I could do it. What's the problem? Hashem hates us. I hate myself. I don't really believe it. Okay, I just got to get my comfort. I got to go the easy route. I got to take the easy task. And we create this reality, as we've been speaking about the last couple of times, by the way we speak about it. And the reason we speak about it this way is because of how poorly we feel about ourselves. An amazing sentence in their story. We saw these great giants, and we were in our own eyes like grasshoppers in their presence. And then the pasuk continues, V'chein hayinu be'eineihem, and that's how they looked at us also. We saw ourselves as being so insignificant, well then that's how they saw us as well. And you know what? They were right. You know why they were right? Because it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. If I say, Hashem, you put me here so I could do this, you gave me a job so I could do this, and it's hard, and I'm having a hard time, but I'm fighting through, then we can do it. But if we say, we can't do it, I can't do it, you're 100% right. You know why you can't do it? Because that's the reality that we create for ourselves, that we can't do it. And so the Meraglim said, we can't go into Eretz Yisrael. They're right, they all died. Everybody born into that story, they all died. You couldn't go in, but you could go in. We can. We have to know that even if we don't have the strength to do it, if we say, Hashem, please give me the strength to do it, and we recognize that we only do it because Hashem gives us strength, then we're able to do it. It's the end of the year. Guys are going back, going to America, going to England, going to different places. And you know what? If we think we can't survive the summer, we're right. If we think that we can't make it, then we are right. By the way, if we think that we can't raise the money in this campaign, we're right. But if we think that we can, if we think Hashem is going to give us kayach, and we put our faith in Him and our trust in Him, and it looks dark and it looks bad, but Hashem, we know that you're saying to us to do this, so we know it's possible, and we can do it. Gentlemen, we can do it. Have a beautiful Shabbos.